Hello, gentle viewers. This is Indian, welcoming you to a new episode of Out of the Park Baseball 18. So we have, through the use of some clever spending, acquired quite the minor league system, thanks in large part to new center fielder Willie Mays and Willie Hubert, who's actually probably going to get a chance to make the Major League roster just because our pitching staff is so thin. Let's take a quick review of our previous season before we dive into this offseason and see what we can do. Step 1, let's look at how our hitters did. Now, if you saw last episode, you know that we signed Larry Doby right before opening day because I didn't realize when they would make the Negro Leaguers available. And Larry Doby had a very fine year by most people's standards. There's still a lot of room to grow, but he could be a top-notch player. He already led the league in at-bats and plate appearances, so that's a great start. For the first time in his career, Lou Boudreau has kicked it into another gear and played at an MVP level. Mostly because he was an outstanding shortstop. Or third baseman, rather, excuse me. But he also hit the ball very well. 40 doubles, 13 homers, 6 triples, 200-plus hits. Hard to argue with these numbers. An overall excellent player. Hank Sauer made a very nice recovery from a disappointing 1946. Hitting 26 homers, 21 doubles, hitting 285, and generally just crushing baseballs. And playing pretty good center field. Eventually we're going to figure out what to do with Hank Sauer, and it may be moving him over to left, especially as he gets older. I know he's toxic and people don't like him, but they're just going to have to suck it up. Mirkowitz put in another very good season, providing a little bit of pop, but mostly on base percentage, while playing subpar defense. But we can easily handle that. Doby had a good year. Ken Sears had the best year of his career with a 2.9 WAR. The first time his entire Major League career since 1941 that he's been above average. And a big part of the reason why we got praised, and probably a part of the reason why we got re-signed. We can't count on this kind of offensive performance again. Vaughn did okay. Damari was kind of a disappointment. Now, the other player who we haven't looked at yet is George Wilson. And George Wilson had actually put together a pretty fine season of his own before his injury. So we can look forward to him joining us again next season. Pitching-wise, the story's a little different. Swanson and Reed were both quite good, as was McClain. Bob Feller was barely above replacement level and led the league in walks again. He did lead the league in K rate, and he didn't lead the league in walk rate. But this kind of season is getting to be a bit problematic. He's going to keep accumulating, and he'll always be good. But he might never be great again, and he's only just 28. Just really disappointing. He's put together a nice 183 wins. He's already got over 2,000 strikeouts. And in real life, he's actually ahead of the strikeout pace and a bit below the win pace. But the thing is, we just don't have anything to replace him with. We don't. And because we don't, we kind of have to keep throwing him out there until he pitches so poorly we can't justify it anymore. We will need a new closer. Morris Scotland did an absolutely terrible job. How many games did he... He lost 13 games. He was never exceptional to begin with, and I think we're just going to cut him. We're going to teach him that you don't fuck around. He gone. So the one thing we really want is Fred Hutchinson. And the one thing we can't get is Fred Hutchinson because he's basically told us to take a long walk off a short pier. He'd be an amazing player, but as you can see here, he doesn't want to join our team. Fine, we don't want you anyway. We do want him very badly, but we can't have him. And there's really nothing else in free agency to really get excited about. So I'm going to sign Bruce Edwards to a minor league deal. He's a decent catcher. Plays a bunch of positions kind of well. I think he might benefit from a minor league deal. So now let's move to the best part of the offseason, which of course is, as always, the draft. Ah, yes, we've got to activate people, don't we? How did our rookies do? Did any of them take a step forward? McCaskey, maybe. His control's gotten better. He didn't pitch much in Double-A. He didn't pitch much at all, but what we're seeing, I think he needs to pitch more regularly. We are so short on quality relievers. I think we call him up. Where are Dark and Erskine? There's Erskine. Where's Dark? Okay, good. He's still around here. Okay, he developed a little bit. We might actually send him straight to first base. I might actually call him directly up to the Major League roster just because we're so far behind. But we'll see what might be available in the draft. So we're going to go shoot up to Hall of Fame voting. Because I think Alvin Dark actually played a lot of first base. I know my problem. Alvin Dark managed the Dodgers. He never played for the Dodgers. He managed them. I think it was a manager of... Leo DeRocher was a manager of the 1960s Dodgers. I wonder when Alvin Dark managed them. I don't remember. It's been too long. It's weird how late the draft is this season. Okay, we're going to stop the sim just so I can look at the awards, and then we'll go back to it. Man, I'd be upset if he won with the Dodgers, but the thing is, then would even talk to me. Which I guess is fair. Yeah, Boudreaux better won a freaking Gold Glove as good as he was. Reliever of the year. Yeah. Silver Slugger. We got nothing. Minoso finished third. Campanella finished second. They got Campy and Jackie Robinson. Well, so did the Dodgers, so I guess that makes sense. Best relief pitcher. I thought they said... Wait, didn't I just see them say that Mike Garcia was reliever of the year? Yeah. Oh, this is Cy Young. Okay. So it's Johnny Schmitz, and then Mal Parnell and Hoyt Wilhelm. Boudreaux couldn't even make third. Man. Oh, wow. It's disappointing. I was kind of hoping Boudreaux would get some recognition. He was the third best player in the league by WAR. But, you know, Jackie Robinson was pretty special in real life, too, so. It is what it is. The key with Mace is going to be being patient. I want him in the majors like tomorrow. But if we want him to be truly special, we have to give that due consideration. And we can't rush him just because we want to. We're getting a bona fide bidding war over a starting pitcher. I would happily give him like 150 grand. Because if we had a great starter, we'd be in really great shape. Oh no, Alvin Dark did play for the Dodgers. Yeah. NY1 is the Brooklyn Dodgers. I thought for some reason they were the Yankees. Derp. Man. Yeah, because I think he played on the Koufax team. So let's take a look at his real life stats again here in a second. Man, Detroit is going to be scary. Every team is scary. Every team has at least one super unstoppable player except us. Well, Lou Boudreau was that this season. Lou Boudreau was pretty hot. But we don't know how long he's going to be that way. We're in a very awkward type of transition, and I really, really hope that we achieve that transition. I didn't buy any coaches. I'd better stop now. Have you changed your mind? Nope. He's still like, go fuck yourself. I'm like, oh, okay. Yeah, we need coaches. Do we have any really good managers? Not really good. Let's get a bench coach first. And the most important thing is that he gets along well with people. Phil Northrum, huh? Oh, he hasn't played since he used to be my bench coach. Boudreau and Doby like him. Chapman and Sauer don't. I think that's fine. Most important is a pitching coach. Spencer Goins is a finesse pitching coach. John Garcia likes ground ballers, which is good for McLean and Turner. So here's what we'll do. I want to look at Carl Erskine is probably a power pitcher. Oh, it doesn't say. Okay. Okay, Bob Feller's a power pitcher. Where does it say that? Maybe I just have to guess? That can't be right. That's kind of bogus if true. I think it is true. I don't think it tells you unless you look at it. Because, like, if I look at Trevor Miller, it's going to say it likes power pitchers and it'll say Bob Feller. Damn. If he can help people with command, he would actually be a good fit. So I will actually go ahead and sign him. Okay. I should be able to get a fairly good first baseman without giving up much. But again, I might just want to move Alvin Dark to first. It is a problem. But it's a good problem to have. When you have a talented player that doesn't fit with the team. Because then you know you have talented players. Augie Gallen had a 24-game hitting streak. Good for Augie. No one will ever break Joe DiMaggio's record of 56 straight games. I just don't think it's possible. I mean, every time a player gets like to 30, he's on SportsCenter like every night. It's a lot of pressure. Oh, we got our pitching coach. Excellent. Draft pool revealed. Bobby Avila, Gil McDougald, Vern Long, Randy Jackson, Willie Jones, Bobby Shantz, Jim Pearsall. This is kind of an okay draft, maybe. It's kind of really okay. We might be able to get a good pitcher. So I was thinking of something sacrilegious a little bit ago, and that's turning Bob Feller into a closer. I don't think he's there yet, but if he keeps losing command, we might have to. Let's look at the Hall of Fame voting. I'm a vote Max Bishop. He's the best. If you don't like it, kiss my ass. Oh. Johnny Cooney wasn't that great. Jimmy Dykes was actually really good. 60 WAR in a career is always outstanding. I'm going to give Dale Alexander some love, too. Meh. How did someone with almost 100 WAR not make the Hall his first time? I think it's because of his record. It doesn't look that impressive. Tony Lazzari, maybe. Actually, yeah. He's actually a little under the average Hall of Fame shortstop, but he is pretty damn good. It's hard to argue with 3,000 hits. Bob Osborne doesn't do it for me. It is 60 WAR, though. It's hard not to accept that kind of player. And the rest of you guys are all kind of garbage. To be frank. And let's go to the first player draft. And we got our bench coach back. Good. I'm really nervous about this season. Because we're reaching the point where everyone else is getting these megastars and developing them and watching them succeed. And we haven't yet. Feller could have been that star, but while he's still striking people out, he's also walking a lot of people. Our guy might be Willie Mays, which is mildly problematic because Willie Mays won't be around for a while. It's going to probably take us a good 2 to 3 seasons in the minors before I'm willing to call him up. Either that or some sort of catastrophic injury to Hank Sauer. I really want to see what Alvin Dark can do if we give him the chance. If he can really impress, or if he'll be just a waste of time. I hope we get a pitcher in this draft. Uh-oh, Hal Newhouser throwing with more control. Phillies leading the Rangers, but Texas infield orange. Oh dear. And Jim Lemon. I was thinking of Bob Lemon. That's still really good, though. The original Frank Thomas, the one who played for the Mets. That's this one, right? Yeah. Bob Neiman, Bobby Shantz, Puddinhead Jones, Robin Roberts, another outstanding pitcher. This is a good year to grab a pitcher. I'd love to get Robin Roberts, but I know my pick's not going to be that good. I'm going to be like, yeah, I'm 10. It's a good thing this is a deep draft. Because I ain't going to get anyone be outside. I'm not going to get anything that... Oh, man. That's a real shame. I bet none of these players are around when I get to pick. I bet it's none. Well, let's auto-pick until my next pick and before we get too disappointed. I could still grab Bobby Shantz. I am super tempted to grab Bobby Shantz. There's also Bob Perky, who's really good at control but doesn't throw very hard. And Bob Turley, who's got amazing stuff. He's very raw, but he's a ground ball pitcher. Turley is super tempting. Shantz is closer, right? Shantz is closer to being used. The thing is, Shantz does nothing badly, except he doesn't throw very hard. Oh, and he's super tiny. I'm going to check Turley. And maybe Shantz will still be... You say he's impossible. I will make it not impossible. I doubt Shantz will be around in the second round. I'll take Johnny Logan. I'll take a chance on him. I'll take Del Crandall and I'll make you into an outfielder. You got good instincts for it. Oh, you're a catcher, right. I'll do it. I don't even care. Ike DeLocke. Bleh. I'll just sim the rest of the draft at this point. So I got to remember to turn the one guy into a catcher as soon as we're done signing him. That is generally what happens with leadoff hitters. They generally only get on once. Now, he's going to be super expensive. $55,000. He wants a lot of money. I'll offer you $65,000. I will happily negotiate with Johnny Logan and Del Crandall. Ooh, we got Don Larson, the man who pitched a perfect game in the World Series. How good is Don Larson? Not so good. I really love Don Larson. He's just kind of guy who was just in the right place at the right time. And I think that'll do. And Bob Turley took my offer. I really like him a lot. It'll just take him a while before he's ready. Which is fine. I've been saying that a lot. And the problem is it's always true. I do actually know two players we want to look at right now. Okay, it would make absolutely no sense to put Hubert back in the minor leagues this season. It just wouldn't make any sense. So I'll call you up. The thing is, Dark can't hit yet, but he might be a great hitter. I'm gonna give him a shot. Not Al Smith, not just yet. And I want to get at least one more pitcher in. But I can't really handle Erskine until he gets the strikeout rate up. Right. This is going to be an open competition. And we're going to see if Dark can win his way onto the team at first. We might cut this episode just a tiny bit short. I think we might actually end it at opening day. Instead of... I know normally we don't spend this much time on the off-season, but I'm actually going to spend a lot of time. But I do want to go take a little bit more time than normal to put together our team. But yeah, I don't think we'll actually play the season in this episode. We'll resume the season next episode. It's honestly because I'm starting to get tired. And, yeah. That can be problematic. Wonder who the big stars will be this season from the Negro Leagues. 'Tis worth considering. No one got elected. Lazary, Bishop, Johnson all came close. A lot of guys came close. Earl Averill, not even remotely close. I remember him being a lot better in real life. He was pretty good. He's just one of those guys who got started late, and that's kind of the kiss of death in early baseball. If you wait too long to start your career, you typically fall pretty far behind. And a guy who starts at 28 is not someone who's destined to have a long career. It happens. You get the occasional Jamie Moore, but generally they're pitchers. And pitchers are weird anyway. One of the great truths about Major League history is that it's always been almost impossible to predict pitcher development. For every big, strong 6'5" Texan who comes in throwing 98 miles an hour with a with a plus curveball and a changeup, who sets the world on fire, you get someone who's just as big with just as many tools who blows his arm out 2 innings into spring training and never pitches again. So when I've mentioned in the past this traditional batting difficulty curve, learning curve, that was the word I was looking for, it doesn't apply to pitchers. And it probably never will, at least until we get better, higher success rates. Pitchers come out of nowhere all the time. Hitters, generally there's some warning about. And sometimes pitchers flame out early, like Bob Feller in our timeline. We're really going to struggle to see him give us quality pitching over the next 2 to 3 seasons, even to get where historical Fred Hutchinson still hasn't signed with anyone. Can we grab him? I would love to grab him, but I've got the feeling that he's not too keen on signing with us. Damn it. I'll give you like $100,000. What do you let me make an offer, you jerk? He probably wants to play for a winner. But you would make us a winner. Man, that's some weak shit. I hope no one signs you. I bet that's a problem. I bet he doesn't want to play for anyone that's not a winner, and the winners can't afford him. A personal message. Aw, Cincinnati got him. Man, I would have so given you $100,000. That's your problem now, mate. That is your problem. Cincinnati's going to be kind of scary now. Getting Hutchinson was a huge coup. But we got some tricks up our sleeve. We got some tricks up our sleeve. Okay. Oh, we're not actually playing spring training yet, are we? I need to have my roster set. Sorry. I don't know why I'm saying sorry. The AI doesn't care. Yeah, Swanson, Hubert, Reed, Feller. I can live with that. Now, Hubert does have this stamina weakness, but we had a pitcher like that before who turned out pretty good, and Larry French. And then I want you to go ahead and build everything. So it's going to make Dark start at first, which is fine. That's what I want anyway. I want to see if Dark can handle the majors this season. Because he's getting to the point where he's aging out of that typical aging curve. And I don't want to only have him for 2 or 3 years. I'm hoping that because we're putting him on a fairly non-challenging position, that he'll take to the offense like I know he might. But he'll be one to monitor. I hope OOTP 19 does more with the short list. Like, I want the short list to be, this is a player to keep an eye on. I want to know everything important that happens to him. Not just, you know. So if he has a good month, I want to know it. If he has a bad month, I want to know it. If he hits 20 home runs in a month, I want to know that. I'd like to see them work more with that filter. Multiple shortlists rating that for OTB 17 was really helpful. I don't mess with it much in the franchise, but it might be something to consider later on. Ben Chapman is the career leader in hits right now. Okay. Was Archie on that good in real life? He was decent. He's an open that lost a lot of time to World War II. No, BRO is the Brooklyn Dodgers. Maybe he played for the Giants, did Dark. Who do I know off the top? Check Willie. No, yeah, Willie Mays played for the Giants. God, I'm terrible. He's already lost some of his developmental potential. What? Dick. Yeah, NY1 is the Giants. Okay. And then yeah, he stayed with the Giants when they moved to San Francisco. And they had that really weird year. Huh. In real life, he actually debuted in 1948. Oh, that was in the Negro Leagues. He didn't debut in the majors until he was 27. We'll get him to the majors sooner than that, for sure. But I also don't want to feel like we're forced into doing it either. "4 days are sour." Not for 4 days. I'm not that bothered. I think we'll start the next episode with setting the rotation and the lineup. I think that's a solid plan. Minkowitz and Sauer having an outstanding season. Could be Minkiewicz. No, Mirkowitz. Sorry, it wouldn't be Minkiewicz. That was Doug Minkiewicz, who played first base for the Twins for a long time. Couldn't really hit his way out of a wet paper bag, but he was fairly decent at drawing walks. More importantly, playing first base. I bet he was one and done on the first base ballot. Wasn't much to recommend as far as hitting goes. He had decent seasons, but he was never outstanding. Which, you know, no one's great at everything. And he's still a way better baseball player than I've ever been. Since I only played Little League for 2 years, and I wasn't very good. I wasn't bad. I wasn't the worst player on the team. But I was pretty close to being the worst player on the team. But I think every American kid plays baseball at some point, and it's just, I wasn't very good at it. I love watching it. I love reading about it. I love learning about it. But the actual playing of baseball is not a thing I can do. I can't even play softball. I mean, softball's not actually soft. Softballs are very, very hard. They're called softball because it's supposed to be soft as in easy, as in it's easier to hit than a Major League Baseball. Because it's actually no softer than a real baseball. It actually might even be harder. All those guys have definitely had their number retired more than one team. Except Jackie Robinson. I don't know why they didn't put his name on there. Because technically every team in the majors has had Jackie Robinson's number retired. I wonder if anyone's going to sign Satchel Paige. I could not tell you. We're having a lousy spring. That's not the best. Ooh, 4 months for Scheib. Well, you won't be on the roster for opening day. McLean might be about done. She'll be a couple. You know what? I will go ahead and put the roster together. I don't want to leave you guys hanging like that. That way we can just get right into playing next time and then going right into the next offseason. Let me know what you think of the concept, though, about kind of alternating like this. Because I don't want every video to be like an hour and a half long. That's not my Wilson, is it? Nah, some other Wilson. Who cares, then? Top 100 prospects. Ooh, Smith and Brown, number 2 and number 3. Very nice. Smith is another great problem to have. Because I don't think George Wilson can play another position. Alright, let's start with the pitching staff. So we've got 8 pitchers. 8 pitchers is what we need. I'm cool with that. I would like you to actually be used more often, McClaskey. I want to see how you can do with a fairly heavy usage pattern. I don't mind McLean being a stopper. Jim Turner, mate. Did you pitch badly last season? You actually didn't pitch that badly. I'll kind of leave you in for now. And assuming Swanson is ready, I will let Swanson go ahead and be the ace. Kind of weird now that Feller's number 4, isn't it? But we'll see what happens. I do want to put Willie Hubert. Oh, he's 26. He's probably through what they call the injury nexus already. So the injury nexus is the point at which a major leaguer has enough innings in the majors or facing good quality hitting that they don't have to worry about blowing out their arm. We got a lot of decisions to make here. We have way too many outfielders. Let's start trimming some of the outfielders. Okay. Greengrass actually got a little bit better. And Greengrass still has some potential. Sinicki is just a fairly decent outfielder. I'm just going to send you to AAA, and we'll hang on to you in case of emergency. I don't need 4 outfielders. I'll send down Burns and Felix. Right fielders. I do need 4 outfielders, but I need 4 right fielders. Okay, so pitching staff is set. Now let's get the lineup set. First of all, how did you enjoy your spring training, Al Dark? No, I'm going to have to look a different place to get to it. Let's clear it all first. Oh, yeah, we can access spring training here. Here we go. Who was the best hitter in spring training? Adkins didn't play that much. Dark was actually the worst. He's a really good first baseman. Do I give him a chance at the major league level? We're kind of up Schitt's Creek. We kind of are. Because I kind of don't have another first baseman. I can always check free agency, but I doubt there's a first baseman there for me. There's Ralph Junker. Yeah, Junker plays third. No reason I could move him over to first, though. If he can handle third, he can handle first. No. Alright. We'll just work with what we've got. Okay. Now that he's in the majors, I'm not going to force him to play a position. Lineups. Okay. So Sears has definitely earned another catcher's starting job. Do you have an extreme platoon? No, you're actually exactly the same. I'm going to let Dark start, and I'm going to make Sanders the backup, and Sanders is going to play once a week. Dobie will play second. Atkins will back up. Mavis will back him up. Boudreaux. Antonello, Adkins and Antonello. Wilson and Vaughn. Okay. I'm trying to debate. Yeah, I definitely want Mirkovic starting at right, Damari and the other right, Chapman playing left, Sauer playing center, Gettyan backing him up, and then Greengrass backing the other guy up. He's actually a much better right fielder than at the other position, so that might be something else to consider in the future. Okay. Damari pinch hit. Sanders, Adkins, Antonello, and Vaughn is the pinch runner. And then we just need to adjust the actual lineup itself. Batting rating. Speed, yeah, Vaughn and Adkins are both kind of my only pinch runners. Okay. Best contact hitter is Boudreaux. But Dobie is pretty damn close. Dobie's got better power and a better eye. But he's much harder to strike out. I think we leave Boudreaux in it at the third place hitter. I'm going to bat Dobie second. Where his power will still get plenty of play. Sauer bats cleanup. Wilson behind him. Mirkowitz to lead off. Then Sears, Chapman, and Dark. By hitting Dark 8th, it'll give him a chance to... He won't be thrown in the deep end. I like it. Doby might be playing his way into the number 3 spot, though. It's really tempting. If not for Boudreau's superior gap power and his ability to avoid strikeouts, I'd actually might make him my number 3 hitter. I've got 3 legit great players. The problem is I only have 3. And a lot of the other teams have 4 or 5. But with our lineups all set, our depth chart set, I think this is a great place to end the episode. I know a little bit shorter than the last one, but the last one was probably a little bit on the long side. And a lot of that was because I was talking about what was going to happen with OOTP 19. So next episode, we will be taking the Browns into battle. We'll see if they can handle. We'll see how Dark handles his new position. We'll see if Boudreau and Doby can continue to carry the team. Wilson is slipping ever so slightly, which is a real shame for him. Because I got a guy ready to kick the door down in the minors. He's only 23. I might even move him to the outfield. Because I don't want to necessarily lose his bat. Although his bat has actually been underwhelming since he's gotten to the majors. We'll see what happens, though. Until next time, this has been Indian. I hope you liked the video, subscribe, and comment down below. And until next time, I bid you good day.